Well, hey folks, how y'all doing? Welcome back, and oh man, back at the land of grills, folks. I get a lot of questions. One of the most common questions I get is, how do you keep your grills so clean? So in this video, folks, we're going to talk about how I keep my grills clean on the outside and how I keep them clean on the inside. Stay tuned. It's going to be a good one. All right, folks, let's start with the inside of the grills. We'll start with a Weber kettle here. The best thing you can do to clean out your Weber kettles is with heat. You should get them hot every so often. I like to do mine after every cook. When I'm done, I just burn off the rest of the charcoal, open up the vents, put the top down, and just let her go. Now, if you start getting some buildup, like you can see, I've got a little creosote right there that's, you can see, kind of flaking off. Really easy to get that off is just to take a simple, cheap wire brush and just brush it off like that. Super simple to do. You want to get that loose stuff on there, off of there, otherwise it'll fall down into when you're cooking the next time. If you get heavier buildup, take a putty knife and then scrape it off the sides, just like that. Super simple to do, folks. So if you want to get really fancy, got these nylon brushes that fit on a drill, and you can take that to it also. That'll get her right down. Soap and water works great too if you really want to get down to the enamel coat. Super simple to do. Like I said, on my charcoal burners, that's what I do. I take no chemicals on the inside. Should never do that. Let's take a look at some other grills. All right, over on the pellet grill, same thing. If you start getting buildup and you're going to get it on the inside, is to take that scraper and scrape that off. Turn the temperature up every so often on these things, depending upon how long your cooks, how greasy they are, and let them burn themselves off. I see far too many videos of people having fires in their pellet grills, and it's simply a lack of maintenance. You have your Rtd Probe, which is standard almost on every brand. It is on every pellet grill out there. Keep that clean too. You can take, I'll take a little rubbing alcohol on a swab and just go over that every so often. Typically it reads in this last inch, so you don't have to clean the whole thing but the last inch. So I tell you what, let's take a look at a gas grill. All right, over on the Q1200, and if you watch Tom Horseman on YouTube, you'll see I'll line, especially if I'm doing something where it's 80-20 burgers, something like that, I'll line the bottom down here with aluminum foil and just to poke a hole in there, and that makes cleanup easier. And once again, turning it up on the high and letting it go for 10 minutes after you're done is really important too. And then the grill grates, I scrub them real clean. A lot of people don't like to use wire brushes, but folks, I use wire brush. You just gotta watch it when they start getting short, so none of them come up, because every so often you hear about people getting, pieces of wire in their food. So you just gotta be careful that way. I will put these, I will put these in the dishwasher sometimes and put them on the high sandy wash, which is high heat, and that gets them pretty clean too. I do that with some of my other grates too. But I tell you what, that's how I keep the inside of my grills clean. Simple to do. A lot of it involves every time you cook, turning it up, letting it burn itself out, getting all that grease and creosote burnt out of there after every cook. If you wait a long time, then you're bound and determined to have a fire. So don't do that. So let's take a look at how we clean the outside, shall we? Look at all the research I've done over the years. I can't believe I started looking. I got several places where I keep cleaners, not only in the garage but in the house, and I went through everything, and I can't believe how much of this stuff I have, folks. You don't need all this. I tell you what, a lot of this stuff, you're sitting there in a hardware store reading what it does, and you're thinking you've just found the product that you can spray on there, and 2 seconds later everything is clean. There is no such thing, in my opinion. There's a couple products here that I use. There's a lot of them that just sit there and I never use them. So I tell you what, let's wipe these out and just go to the ones that I do use. All right, so here's the products I do use on the outside of my grills. If something's really getting bad and I got multiple layers to work through, this is what I use. I use this heavy-duty oven cleaner from Zep. It does a decent job, takes multiple coats, so it's not a one-time shot. So you've got, like I said, this is just when I run into something, like if I buy a used grill or something like this, it needs to be cleaned up, this is what I use. I use the Zep heavy-duty degrease citrus stuff also sometimes. This will be like if you got grease that's running, say it's leaking or something like this, on the outside of the grill, this will work really nice. Believe it or not, streak-free glass cleaner on enamel works really, really nice. If you're just looking for a quick wipe down of your grills, that works the greatest. on plastic, like over here on these side tables on the Weber. When I got this, it had been outside, and I buffed it down, and this is what I used to put on it, and it brought it back to like brand new. So this works very nice too. All easy to find products. I found these all at my hardware store. Now, like Barkeeper's Friend on stainless steel with a white sponge, a little water. That's the bomb right there. Won't scratch it. Does a phenomenal job. And the product I use the most, folks, gel gloss. After every use of my grills, when they're done, they're cooled down, I spray this on, I wipe it off with paper towel, it takes off any of the grease that's left over from that cook. Remember, I do this after every cook, and then I buff everything out. And this I've been using for at least 10 years, and it does a phenomenal job. So there you go, folks. That's how I keep my grills clean. Why don't you, in the comments below, tell me how you keep your grills clean? Tom Horseman at YouTube, thumbs up, leave a comment. And as always, I can't say it enough. Thanks much for watching. I do appreciate it.